Good morning. If you're in business or industry and you visit China, you'll see for yourself. You'll visit China's factory towns, entire cities that are devoted to the manufacture of a certain product. Hundreds of thousands of workers across hundreds of companies that are all stitched together with world-class logistics, the best highways and railroads. They've got university and technical colleges right there that are feeding hundreds of young people, graduates, into these industries year after year after year. And you'll see for yourself the supply chains, the enormous stockpiles of every raw material you can imagine. When you do those things, you'll realize on the first day that you, your family business, your large company, you don't have nearly enough capital or time or people to build or compete with what China's already done here. The blinders come off and all of our self-delusions, they fall away. That's the first step. Step two is you start to get creative. How can I work with these people? What can they build for me that I can put my company's name on the side of the box and make money and take markets? The smartest guys in the world came here and realized the same things. Tim Cook at Apple Computer, Elon Musk of Tesla, hundreds of thousands of other companies whose CEOs are not household names, but their products are in every single store and in every single household across North America and Europe. They all thought the same thing. How can China help me and help my company make money? A couple of weeks ago, Uber and BYD signed an agreement, a supplier agreement between Uber and BYD. BYD will work with Uber and put 100,000 electric vehicles on the road. Most of the reporting on the agreement involves how this is going to help BYD expand into markets in Latin America and East Europe and the Middle East, and how they're still struggling to open up markets in North America and Western Europe. Frankly, to BYD, this is not a very big deal. It is a big deal for Uber. 100,000 electric vehicles is a lot, and BYD is very happy to take the order. But it's not going to help BYD take over the world. It will help Uber take over the world. So let's go through everything and consider how the partnership is going to look from Uber's point of view and why it's going to be such a boon to them. I don't have a car here. If I want to take a car somewhere, I press a button on my phone and wait 2 minutes. We use Didi here, not Uber, but that's the model for the rider. I don't have to pay car insurance or lock the car up at night or buy gasoline or change the oil. I press a button, I take a ride, I get out, and I pay a few dollars. That app on my phone means I do not need to buy a car, and neither do the tens of millions of people who have that button on their phone. Uber is going to take 100,000 cars from BYD. When those go on the road, Uber will destroy new car demand for possibly 500,000 vehicles. And they can grow their market for new Uber riders as quickly as they can get new cars from BYD. In 2018, the Rocky Mountain Institute crunched the numbers on how companies like Uber would benefit from switching to electric vehicles. TNCs are transportation network companies, such as Uber and Lyft and Didi. The busiest drivers for these companies are the best candidates for electric vehicles because they drive their cars more. They calculated that their drivers working full-time would save $5,200 per year in total vehicle expenses. That's annually. They break them out here, and it works to $2,500 per year in fuel cost savings and $2,700 per year in savings for maintenance charges. Electric vehicles don't require the maintenance that comes with the internal combustion engine cars. Oil changes and filters, timing belt, spark plugs, even the braking systems in EVs last longer. Let's point out too that this study was published in 2018 and it was based on numbers from 2017. Gasoline was $2.50 a gallon in 2017. So the savings there are going to be a lot higher today. Cost of car repairs is going crazy. This is from the Minneapolis Fed. The blue line is the trailing 12-month inflation rate for car repairs. The black lines for maintenance and service. Repair costs went up over 20% a 12-month period. Maintenance over 10%. In one 12-month block where the general inflation rate was 3.7%, that's still way too high, by the way. Inflation rate of 3.7% still had car repairs going up 17% and maintenance costs up 9%. Auto repair shop owner says customers are being hit from all directions. Costs are going up, wages are just holding steady. Along with gas prices and maintenance and repair costs, new car prices are also way up. And car insurance costs are increasing fast. Car insurance in the United States is up over 20% in just the past year. All of this terrible news for car owners is actually very good news for Uber. Press a button on your phone and let someone else deal with all those problems. Uber's problem is finding a supplier that can give them cars that run on electric so they're not filling up with $4 gas and they're not taking their car in to be repaired. BYD builds those cars anyway, and BYD is taking over global markets everywhere in the world now, except in North America and in Western Europe and Japan. Everywhere else, BYD is just killing other brands. This deal is good for BYD. It puts new drivers and new riders into BYD cars, and some of those riders might become BYD customers one day. But the deal is a godsend for Uber. BYD is giving them high quality, low cost cars, and that means huge new markets and new reach for Uber. They're the ones who are going to be making most of the money off this deal. This is Wuhan in Hubei. Be good.
And all these things will be added to you. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. Everyone who asks receives. He who seeks finds. And to him who knocks, it will be open.